What's up, everybody? It's me, Joe Pisapia, back with another top 10 video for week 11 bets in the NFL. And we are coming in hot off of a great Monday night close to our week 10. We gave you the Broncos and the upset on Monday night. We gave you the Cortland Sutton anytime TD. And I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling so good that I'm going to give you not only some picks this week, but also I'm going to give you some futures bets around the Houston Texans. That's right. I said it. The Houston Texans. Just bear with me. You'll see what I'm getting at in just a few minutes. But before we get to the picks of the week, I want to remind you all too to drop a comment below and subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel, because when you do, you know what happens? Good things, free stuff. We're giving away a free 1-year Betting Pros premium membership. That's right, to you. And all you have to do is comment below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and just like that, you can be the big winner. But don't forget to make sure you turn on that bell, ring that bad boy till it goes ding, so you know every time a piece of content drops here right on the Betting Pros channel. So here we go, folks. It's week 11. Let's get spicy with these top 10 picks for this week in the NFL. Let's kick things off here for week 11 in the NFL with number 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 11.5 at -110 over on DraftKings. This game's going to be in San Francisco against the 49ers. And I know the 49ers are a different class of team from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but let's give the Bucs some credit. They've hung close in some tough games here. They hung close against the Buffalo Bills, against the Houston Texans, and they took care of business at home against the lowly Titans team last week. I'm not saying that the Buccaneers can win this game, but I'm saying 11.5 is a lot of points here. I know the pass rush is very formidable with Chase Young now on the opposite side of Nick Bosa, but I think Baker Mayfield, at least in garbage time, could do enough here, picking apart this weak 49ers secondary, which, don't forget, that's still the weakness of this offense, to do enough here potentially to make this 11.5 something that's doable. So I want to go ahead and put some money on it. Give me the Bucs at plus 11.5 to kick things off here. It might be unpopular, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be right. Number 9 this week is the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 4, -108. This one's in Cleveland against the Browns. You can find this number over at BetMGM. The last time these two teams matched up here, Pittsburgh came out on top 26-22 in September. Now, I'm giving the Browns the benefit of the doubt, but I'm also saying that winning by more than a field goal is not necessarily the way I see this game going. Everybody loves the under, and if you love the under, that means it's probably going to be a close game. So I think the 4 is 1 point too many. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers side of this. I'm not saying the Steelers are going to win outright in the road in Cleveland, but I am saying that Pittsburgh, I think, can do enough to keep this one interesting. And if they do, I think they cover this 4. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers here on the road at plus 4, -108, giving the Browns all they can handle, but inevitably falling just a little bit short. Number 8 this week is a big number. It's the Raiders at Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins side of this game, -11.5, -114 over a FanDuel. Now, I know the last 2 weeks, I've been touting the praises of Antonio Pierce and the Las Vegas Raiders, and I've won 2 weeks in a row, but the buck stops here. Going to Miami on the road with a rookie quarterback. I don't care how much everybody loves Antonio Pierce and how much everybody hated Josh McDaniels. I think the feel-good story stops here as the Dolphins are coming off a bye, getting a chance to regroup. We know they have beat up on lesser teams, and let's be honest, the Raiders are a lesser team compared to the Dolphins. So I think giving the Dolphins this extra week of rest, which they desperately needed as they were beaten up and bruised from the last month of football, plus they're getting Devon Achane back for this one, that is a huge weapon. So give me the Dolphins covering this giant -11.5 number over on FanDuel. I think they can do it. I think they blow out the Raiders. I'm not closing the book on the feel-good Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just not reading a chapter this week. For number 7 this week, Las Vegas is daring me to pick a side, so I'm going to. Give me the Seahawks on the money line at -105 in LA against the Rams over at BetMGM. We all know that the LA teams really don't have much of a home field advantage. I know the Rams are coming off of a bye, but still the health of Matthew Stafford is uncertain, and it looks like Geno Smith is starting to find his groove again the last few weeks. That's a very good thing, and let's see if it can travel all the way down from the Pacific Northwest to just Los Angeles. And if Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet continue to run the ball effectively, I think that's the difference in this game. Yes, the Rams can throw the ball, but can they run it effectively? That's still a big question mark in my mind. So I'm going to lean with the team here that I think just is a little bit deeper in personnel, and I think they can run the ball more effectively in this game, control the clock a little bit more, and I'm also going to take the side of, at least in theory, the healthier quarterback. So give me the Seahawks on the road, on the money line. Let's go. Next up is another massive number, but I'll take it anyway. The Cowboys minus 10.5 and minus 110 against the Panthers. This one's in Carolina, and you can get this number over at BetMGM. What a show Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are putting on the last few weeks. And let me tell you, I don't think the Carolina defense has an answer for it. They absolutely obliterated the Giants last week and 2 weeks ago, took the Eagles to their limit, and now the Carolina Panthers, who look like a team that is just going nowhere and nowhere fast, are going to have to deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know this one's on the road. Maybe there's a little bit of a letdown, but I just don't see it. At the end of the day, I think they win this one by 2 touchdowns. You can even tease this one if you want, but I think the safest thing to do is just stick with that minus 110 at the minus 10.5. Take them boys, take the W, and move on to bigger and better things, because the Cowboys right now, folks, don't look now, but they are rolling. How about a feel-good story at number 5? I am rolling the dice with the hottest team in football, the Minnesota Vikings, plus 112 on the money line on the road against the Broncos. This one's going to be in Denver, and you can find this number over at BetRivers right now. Just admit it, the Vikings have been fun to watch. Even if you're a Packers fan or a Bears fan, it's hard not to root for Josh Dobbs. Well, maybe that's taking it one step too far, but you know what I mean, and you know what I'm getting at. And what I'm getting at is a 5-game win streak. They lose Justin Jefferson, they lose Kirk Cousins, and the Viking ship just continues to sail on to victory somehow, some way. And I think it's fun that Josh Dobbs brings a new element to this offense that they didn't have with Kirk Cousins, and that's a mobile quarterback. He's able to extend plays, he's able to make plays with his legs, and he's also able to dig into that playbook of Kevin O'Connell and pull out some tricks that he hasn't been able to use with Kirk Cousins. So I think the feel-good story continues here when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings. I know it's on the road, and I know I've been propping up the Broncos the last few weeks, but I think the Broncos come to an end. I think Minnesota continues to soldier on here, get another victory, despite the fact they probably won't have Alexander Mattison this game. We could get Justin Jefferson back, and that might impact this line. So take it, and take it now. Give me the Vikings on the money line with another big victory, this one on the road in Denver at Mile High. This might be the one time I say this all year, but I feel confident in the Chargers this week. Give me the Chargers minus 3 at minus 110 over at BetMGM against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. Yes, that's a tough thing to say, and now that I've said it, I know it's floating out there, and now that I've said it here on video, I know it's going to haunt me forever, but regardless, I just think the Chargers are going to put up too many points for the Packers to last. They have problems in the secondary right now. They traded off one corner. Jair Alexander's been banged up the last month. So as far as I'm concerned, I just don't see the Packers being able to stop Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and whoever else that Justin Herbert wants to throw the football to this particular week. So I think the 3 is actually a very safe number. I would not be surprised if they won this game by double digits. That's how confident I am in the Chargers. Now, I'm not confident in the defense of the Chargers, just to be clear, but my lack of confidence in Jordan Love is even lower. So at the end of the day, give me the Chargers and the 3 for a comfortable victory for me in Week 11. Next up is the big one, the Monday night matchup between the Eagles and the Chiefs. This one's in Kansas City, but give me the Eagles in the Super Bowl rematch at plus 130 on the money line over on FanDuel. I know what you're going to say to me, but Joe, Andy Reid off a bye is unbeatable. But Joe, what about the secondary of the Eagles and Patrick Mahomes being a living legend? Yes, that's all well and good and true. However, I just keep coming back to the point of this. The Eagles, I think, need this game a little bit more than the Chiefs. And let's be frank here. Patrick Mahomes and his wide receiver core continue to struggle to get on the same page with any consistency. And you saw it last week when they were traveling. I know they're coming off a bye, but so are the Philadelphia Eagles. They're also coming off a huge victory against the Dallas Cowboys, and they have heard everybody talking about how, the Eagles aren't as good as they were last year. Guess what? They're going to go out there, and I think they're going to prove this. And I think Vegas is also telling you something with this line set at 3, which is basically the standard line when you're going in with 2 even teams and you're favoring the one team at home. So let's go to the side where there's plus money. Let's take a shot on this coin flip at making more with the Philadelphia Eagles, because again, I think this is the club that needs this big W, needs this statement game just a little bit more than the Chiefs, who I still think are the class of the AFC, but I think the Eagles come out victorious and get their revenge on Monday night for that Super Bowl loss last January. Last but not least, let's end things with not 1 but 2 Texans bets. Let's talk about the Houston Texans to win the AFC South at plus 270 over on FanDuel first. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but if you've been watching these shows here all the way back since April when they drafted CJ Stroud, you heard me talk about how good he was going to be, and he has been even better than advertised. And I think the Texans have a real shot here as the Jacksonville Jaguars continue to not be able to beat good teams. Look at what the Houston Texans are doing. They beat a pretty respectable Buccaneers team 2 weeks ago, and then last week went into Cincinnati and came out with a huge upset. That is hard to do. This is a huge number, plus 270, and I think it makes some sense to at least speculate on it. And while we're speculating on the Texans, give me also number 1 this week, DeMeco Ryans AP NFL Coach of the Year at plus 300. Dan Campbell's still the top of this board, but I think the Lions have expectations. And I think everybody thinks that Dan Campbell's done a pretty good job last year and this year. But how about the job DeMeco Ryans has done this year with a rookie quarterback, with a team that nobody thought would compete? And now this team is on the precipice of competing for the playoffs. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had that on their bingo card in 2023 in the wagering world. But DeMeco Ryans has done this, and for a first-time coach, you got to give this guy some respect. Give him his flowers and maybe make a bouquet of your own of dollar bills and bet this at plus 300 right now over on FanDuel. There you have it, everybody. That's what I'm in on this week in Week 11 in the NFL, but I want to hear from you, my people. You tell me, Joey P, what you're in on. Drop the comments below. You just might get yourself an upgrade to the best premium betting tools on the planet at Betting Pros, so drop the comments, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and ring the bell till it goes ding. That'll do it for me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy Week 11.